Welcome to HTML5 Input Element Attributes for the Input tag. After watching this video, you will be able to describe the attributes of the HTML5 input elements, explain the different input type attributes such as tell, email, date, time, number, range, and color, and importance of implementing validation fallback. The input type equals color/attribute allows the user to select a color. The dialog varies depending on the browser, and some browsers don't support this input type. In non-supporting browsers, this input type is displayed as a regular text input field into which the user might type a valid color name or color code. The input type equals date attribute is a date control, year, month, day, with no time zone. The example shows the input type equals date field as it is seen in Google Chrome. The input dialog varies from browser to browser. The date-time local attribute provides input for a date and time, year, month, day, hour, minute, AM or PM, with no time zone. The date-time local input field is displayed as a drop-down calendar in the Google Chrome browser. The time can be typed or entered using the spinner control. The input type equals email attribute is displayed as a regular text input field. It provides feedback when the input does not follow the email format. The input type equals number takes a numeric value as input. You can optionally specify the minimum, maximum values, step size, etc. The example shows the number selector in the Chrome browser. Only the numbers between 5 and the 10 are available for selection. The input type equals range takes a numeric range as input. The example shows the number selector in the Google Chrome browser. Only the numbers in the range of the minimum and the maximum are available for selection. The range attribute displays a slider with a range of values between the minimum and maximum. Only the slider itself is shown. Additional JavaScript code is needed in order to display the value of the slider. The differences between input type equals search / and input type equals text / are mostly in style. WebKit-based browsers return a history of recently searched text strings. The search input field on the Safari browser has rounded corners. The input type equals tell pattern equals parameters attribute expects a telephone number as input. On its own, the input type equals tell provides nothing more than a text entry field in the browsers. It does not enforce numeric-only input since many telephone numbers include other characters, such as the +sign and hyphens. You need to supply your own pattern matcher if you want the browser to validate the telephone number. The URL attribute is used to validate that the user typed in a properly formatted URL or web address. The input list equals SOMELIST uses the Datalist feature, not to be confused with the select element. The Datalist options are only suggestions, useful for autocomplete functionality. You can fill the list by nesting option elements inside the Datalist tag. These options are the types of fruits listed in the drop-down list. Placeholder text is used to provide hints of what the input text format looks like. The placeholder fills the input text field with the example values in a lighter shade of text. The form does not submit the placeholder text value if the input text is not overwritten. The required attribute implies that some text must be typed. The requirement to type some input applies even if the field contains placeholder text. What happens if browser-based validation is not supported for these input attributes? There are several options to performing validation in browsers that do not support all HTML5 input attributes. You can use JavaScript and jQuery libraries. You can assume that more browsers will support these features over time and leave all final validation to server-side processing. You can code client-side validation that is attached to the form submit event handler to validate all the fields on the form when the form is submitted. In this video, you learned common attributes of the input tag and how to implement validation fallback.